Welcome to our channel on near-death experiences, NDEs. We'll explore stories of people who've been on the brink between life and death, returning with new perspectives. These accounts offer a unique glimpse into existence, life's meaning, and the universe. Each video is a journey through transformative experiences and spiritual discovery. We're creating a space of understanding and sharing for these extraordinary stories. Whether you're here out of curiosity or seeking comfort, we hope to bring you peace and awareness. Join us on this journey of spiritual exploration. Every moment is an opportunity to grow and love. Thank you for being here with us.
About 40 years ago in 1983, I was a drug addict, using heavy drugs, particularly heroin. During that period, I took a lethal dose of heroin that brought me close to death, causing a near-death experience, NDE, that lasted more than 20 minutes. This intense experience has left an indelible mark on my life, accompanying me to this day. During my NDE, I remember embarking on an extraordinary journey through the universe, moving at an incredible speed. I flew past planets and stars, covering immense distances in the blink of an eye. My cosmic journey eventually led me to a particular place, shrouded in thick fog. In this mysterious environment, I noticed the presence of several men sitting around a table. Next to me standing was a figure I perceived as Jesus Christ. At that moment, numerous pieces of information regarding my life and my deepest essence were revealed to me. I received a clear and unequivocal message. I had to return to the world of the living, and this time I had to succeed in overcoming my difficulties. Despite the burning desire to remember every detail of what was communicated to me, much of those revelations remain blurred in my memory. Many of these pieces of information were transmitted to me telepathically, making the process of remembering even more complex. After this phase of my experience, I suddenly found myself floating above my physical body. I was suspended near the ceiling, observing the scene unfolding below me from an elevated perspective. I could see my children next to my motionless body and my husband on the phone, in a frantic conversation with the emergency operator. I listened carefully to every word uttered by my husband during that desperate call. As I observed this surreal scene, a thought crossed my mind. How will I return to my body? The very moment I formulated this question, I found myself instantly reintegrated into my physical body. Almost simultaneously, I heard the sound of the ambulance stopping in front of our house. Once I regained consciousness, I was able to answer some questions posed by the ambulance personnel. Surprisingly, I felt well enough to send the rescuers away, assuring them that I didn't need immediate medical attention. Subsequently, driven by deep curiosity and the desire to confirm the reality of my experience, I asked my husband to verify what I had seen and heard while floating on the ceiling. To my great amazement, my husband confirmed that everything I had perceived during my state of clinical death corresponded exactly to what had actually happened. My husband told me that I had indeed died to all intents and purposes. I had no pulse, my skin had taken on a livid coloration, and all his attempts to revive me, including mouth-to-mouth resuscitation, had proved fruitless. In desperation, he had called an ambulance in an extreme attempt to save my life. It's important to emphasize that this was not my only near-death experience. On another occasion, I experienced a completely different and, in some ways, opposite NDE. In this second experience, instead of being surrounded by light and knowledge, I found myself immersed in total darkness, far from any source of light or comfort. These experiences have had a profound and transformative impact on my life. From that moment on, I embarked on a path of radical change. I abandoned drug use and managed to stay clean for many years, rebuilding my existence on completely new foundations. I want to strongly emphasize that I am absolutely certain that these experiences were not the result of drug-induced hallucinations. The vividness, coherence, and lasting impact of these NDEs have convinced me of their authenticity. I died and came back to life, bringing with me the unshakable certainty that everything I experienced during those moments on the border between life and death is real. These near-death experiences have redefined my understanding of life, death, and existence itself. They have offered me a unique glimpse into dimensions of being that go beyond our everyday perception, opening my mind to possibilities I would never have considered before. The journey through the universe, the encounter with spiritual figures, the revelations received, and the experience of observing one's own body from the outside are elements that recur in many NDE accounts. However, each experience remains deeply personal and unique, shaped by the individual history and cultural context of the person experiencing it. In my case, these experiences acted as a powerful catalyst for change. They provided me with the motivation and strength necessary to abandon the addiction that was destroying my life and that of my loved ones. The message of having to return and make it this time became the mantra that guided my personal rebirth. The inability to remember all the details of the revelations received during the NDE is a source of frustration, but also of continuous reflection. This partial amnesia could be interpreted as an invitation to continue seeking, exploring, and growing spiritually in earthly life. The contrast between the first NDE, characterized by a cosmic journey and luminous spiritual encounters, and the second, described as an immersion in total darkness, offers an interesting perspective on the complexity and variety of near-death experiences. These contrasting experiences could reflect different aspects of existence or different phases of the spiritual journey. The ability to perceive and remember events that were happening while I was clinically dead, subsequently confirmed by my husband, adds an element of objectivity to an otherwise subjective experience. This aspect of my NDE, known as an out-of-body experience, is a phenomenon reported by many people who have lived through similar situations and continues to arouse the interest of researchers and scientists. In conclusion, my near-death experiences represented a fundamental turning point in my life. They offered me a unique perspective on existence, pushing me to reconsider my priorities and my way of living. The certainty of the reality of these experiences provided me with the strength and determination necessary to overcome addiction and build a new and more meaningful life. Today, I look at these experiences with gratitude, considering them a precious gift that allowed me to reorient my life towards higher and more meaningful goals. My story serves as a testimony to the transformative power that can emerge even from the darkest and most desperate situations, offering hope to those facing similar challenges.
If you enjoyed this video or you're interested in the topics we cover on this channel, I'd be really grateful if you could subscribe to the channel so you don't miss future content. Share the video with someone you think might appreciate it. Thank you so much for your support. Preface: near-death experiences, NDEs, can be profound, life-changing events. Remember, NDEs are subjective experiences, not proof of an afterlife or a guide for living. Channel purpose: this channel shares NDE stories and information, providing a platform for open discussion without promoting specific beliefs. Disclaimer: this content doesn't replace professional medical or psychological advice. If struggling with mental health issues, seek professional help immediately. If you've had an NDE and need support, consult a therapist experienced with NDEs. We don't promote suicide or self-harm. If considering suicide, contact a prevention lifeline immediately. Suicide prevention resources: National Suicide Prevention Lifeline, 1-800-273-8255. Crisis text line, text HOME to 741741. Conclusion: we hope you find this channel informative. For questions, please contact us. Remember, suicide prevention is crucial. If you're struggling, seek help. You're not alone.